Get a grip. That man does not want you, okay? Oh my God, there's so many rules. Yeah, I remember I had like a SpongeBob fan club. I have never been on a date before. Your 5 daily prayers. If you don't have those in check, don't even talk to me. Girl, my hair is taken care of. I hate a damn talking stage. Get out of there and get out of there quickly. I'm a Muslim girl. I do not date and I don't want you. And a lot of you guys aren't mature. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bahja. If this is your first time seeing my face, then hey, welcome to the channel. And if you've been here before, like always, it is an honor and a pleasure to have you here with me. Today we are in a new setting. It's a little bit echoey in here, it's a little bit empty and cold, but welcome to my crib. Welcome to my new home. It is so bright in here. I'm not used to filming in such a bright space, so we got to work with what we have. Anyway, today we're going to be doing a girl talk. It has been such a long time since I did one of these. If you guys are OG to this channel and you've been here way before I even started really taking this channel seriously, then you know that I've been doing girl talks or girl let's talk videos. I did a few, let me not lie. Okay, we did a few of those, but I thought I would bring it back. I feel like it's been a while since we just like kind of sat and chat, or I even did like anything like a Q&A. We're gonna have to bring these back because the way that my job was on the floor with the questions, dilemmas, and things that you guys asked me, I was shocked.
I was shocked, honey. I was in tears almost. And they had a white refrigerator. I was like, oh.
I was shocked. But you know what? I'm going to be giving you guys all the big sister advice. And yeah, we're going to be going through all the questions. I kind of created categories for each of them. So we're going to go through them by category. You guys sent in so many questions, but I picked the ones that are the most important, the most repetitive. A lot of the things are kind of similar. So I just picked a few for each category. So the first category we're going to be talking about is relationships and dating, which honestly, girl, I did not expect to have so many questions about this, but we have a lot of questions on relationships, dating, marriage, things like that. So that's going to be our first topic. Somebody responded with relationship advice, especially when you don't have a relationship at 24. So I am 23 and I have never been on a date before. Truly, genuinely. And is it embarrassing? No, not really. I'm very like comfortable and open talking about this, and even when I would bring this up in conversations with women, even non-Muslim women, they would be like, oh my God, I wish I did that, or oh, I wish that, you know, I didn't waste my time with all these guys and all these things. It really wasn't what I was expecting, because I think society just makes it seem like if you are not in a relationship or you're not dating, especially in your 20s, then embarrassing. But I really don't find it embarrassing. Growing up, I had friends, even when I was younger and I was a teenager, they were just so boy crazy and they were always dating and things like that. And I know when I mentioned this on TikTok, Muslims were like, dating? What? That's haram. No, it is so normal. At least where I grew up, I've been to, you know, Islamic schools and things like that, but I'm telling y'all, it is so stinking normalized. And I just never really cared. I never did. And I'm really glad that I never did and I never folded, especially with the pressure of my friends. They would always ask, well, how are you gonna know what you want? How are you gonna? Girl, I didn't know what I wanted at 19. I did not know who I was. I barely even like myself. Okay. I guess being in a relationship young, I know that is something that's pressed on us all the time, but you really need to be mature for it. And a lot of you guys aren't mature. I hate to say it. If you watch this channel and you're growing and you're evolving and, you know, you're getting to know yourself and doing all these things, I'm sure you're more mature than a lot of people your age. But if you are in your early 20s, I genuinely do not think that, you know, people at least now are mature enough to even be in relationships. Being in a relationship without wanting to be married, to me, is a waste of time. Like, it's literally a waste of time. What is the point? Rather than putting your focus and your energy on something that's going to allow you to grow and evolve, you're giving all your time and energy to somebody else, constantly thinking about them, and you're wondering why he's not texting you back and all these things, and all your mental focus has gone to waste. So what is the point? What is the point, really? Girl, at 19, I was a fool. Okay, I was a fool. Now that I'm more mature and I know myself and I know my self-worth and I've become more emotionally intelligent, I've experienced life a little bit more. Now I know what I want. Now I know what to look for in a relationship, but also in friendships, in, you know, other types of relationships. I know what I'm looking for and I know what I need. Dating guys and, you know, being in relationships without that desire to get married or that goal to be married, it wouldn't have taught me that. that, it would probably just make me hate life a little bit more. And I've seen that happen to a lot of people around me and a lot of my friends. So if you're not ready to get married and you're not in a position where you could get married, don't do it. Especially when you're 24 and you have all this pressure around you of people telling you that you should be in a relationship, you should get married, you should have this, you should have whatever. You really have to stand on business. You really have to stand on business. And if you don't feel like you're fully there, don't do it. The next question is what to look for in a talking stage. I hate a damn talking stage. I hate it. Okay, let me tell y'all how I kind of operate and how I think, okay? I'm very much do not waste my time. I'm never gonna blame someone else for wasting my time. It's a shame if I waste my own time, okay? I can call myself out on my BS. If I put myself in a situation, like, I'm going to hold myself responsible rather than blame someone else for wasting my time. First of all, if you're in a talking stage for a long period of time, get a grip. That man does not want you, okay? Especially my Muslim girls. Do not let a guy fool you or waste your time. If he's not serious about you and he's not willing to get family involved and get to it, right? It's not like you guys have to necessarily get married now, but just like let it be known that that is the goal. Get out of there and get out of there quickly before you get too attached. And I think being in a talking stage to the point where you become attached to the person is a waste of time too, because then you really won't even be able to see, right? You won't be able to see properly, girl. You have been blinded, okay? So you won't be able to recognize red flags, or you won't be able to pay attention to his character and things like that, the things that truly matter. Does he have goals? What does he value? Those things are the things that truly matter, okay? If y'all are sitting here talking about your favorite color, texting every single day, good morning, good night, waste of time. You're gonna get attached. You're going to play yourself, okay? You won't be able to see straight. Do not be in a talking stage for a long time. Walk out the door while you still can. And you really have to ask yourself, right? Why am I putting myself in this situation? Is it for the sake of validation? Why do I feel the need to just, be in all these talking stages or be talking to these guys and, needing a good morning, good night? Just rubs me the wrong way. But why do I feel like I need that? And you really have to clock that. Did you put your self-worth in the hands of guys? Call yourself out on your BS. Then it will just be so much easier for you to really get exactly what you're looking for, to end up in the right situations, the situations that are best for you, because you can see clearly, you can think clearly. A talking stage should be short and cute. I don't think that it should be something that crosses the barriers of Islam. And I know, boo, Bahja, you're so boring. Y'all, I know, but these things have been placed there for our own protection. Especially as a woman, you should be done right. Truly, genuinely, you should be done right, okay? You should not be done wrong. A lot of y'all be getting done dirty, okay? And if you think about it, like, there's nothing secure about being in a relationship with a guy 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, living with him, having his kids, and not even having a ring on your finger, not even having that security, that commitment. It's not it for me personally. So yeah, it is boring, right? Sometimes you want to do it for the plot, but y'all, it is a waste of time, really. And you have to be able to call yourself out on your own BS. And if nobody around you is, I'm going to call you out on your BS. Why are you in all these talking stages knowing well that you don't even want to get married right now, or you're not in a position for something serious? Why are we here? What are we doing here? Pack it up and focus on something else. Back to the original question of what to look for in a talking stage. Somebody who has morals, values similar things as you. When you think out into the future, mind you guys, I am not in a talking stage. I am not in any sort of relationship at all right now. This is just what I personally want for myself, and this is like things and advice that my mom gives me. So yeah, somebody who's serious about you, someone who has the same or similar vision and goals as you, because you guys are going to be building a life together. Your future from here on out is like this with his. Something that's really, 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 really important is faith and his connection with God. You have to pay attention to his character, the way he talks, the way he presents himself. Not only that, one tip that I'm gonna give y'all is pay attention to how he treats his parents. Pay attention to his relationship with his parents and his family. And if he doesn't talk well of his parents, run. run the other way, okay? If he's not willing to get to know your parents and your family, run for the hills, okay? It is not worth it. You will literally ruin your future by making those decisions and choosing to F around with somebody who is not willing to grow and evolve and better themselves. These things are all really important. You really just have to know what is important to you. So having your own vision, having goals, knowing what type of lifestyle that you would like to live, that will help you navigate these talking stages and getting to know people for a relationship. The next question is how to decenter men's validation in your life. Now, this one makes me really upset because I have seen so many responses that are very similar to this question, or exactly that. You have to know your own worth. And the only way to truly know that, nobody's going to give you, a sense of self-worth. Nobody's going to tell you you're enough. No one's going to tell you you're good enough. You have to tell yourself that. You have to figure that out within yourself. And I think the best way to do that is to grow and evolve, is to become a better version of yourself every single day, is to have a vision for yourself, have goals and actually go after them. That is how you uncover your potential and recognize your greatness. You also have to do the inner work. You have to do the healing. Yes, it's boring, but truly that is it. And if you give your entire self-worth in the hands of bums and idiots and out of anything and everybody, guys, you're going to be miserable. Truly and genuinely, that's it. They're going to disappoint you and you're going to disappoint yourself because only you can put yourself in that position and only you can take yourself out of that position. To my girls, please, 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 please stop putting your entire life and your purpose and your mission, your worth in the hands of other people, whether that's guys or people's expectations of who you should be. Knock it off, okay? You have your own unique mission and purpose on this earth. And I even made a TikTok about this yesterday where I was talking about how, do you know how many things had to happen in this world from the beginning of time since the first person on earth was here in order for you to be here? Every single decision that they made, every single meal that they decided to eat, where they decided to live, who they decided to befriend, who they decided to surround themselves with, all of those decisions allowed you to be here. It had to go exactly how it did in order for you to be here, and you're questioning your worth. What even is my purpose on this earth? Things don't even matter. Life doesn't even matter. You're not even taking your life seriously. Your existence is a miracle. You being born is near 0% chance, but yet you're still here. And so you have to understand that you have a unique mission and you have a unique purpose, and it has nothing to do with a guy. Inshallah, one day an amazing, incredible guy will come into your life and will help you continue, exploring that and fulfilling your mission here on earth, but it has nothing to do with him. Your blessings has nothing to do with a guy. You have your own blessings, you have your own mission, you have your own purpose, and that is yours to explore. But the moment that you hand that over to a guy and validation and how many likes you get on Instagram, and you say, I'm not even worth anything until this thing tells me I am good enough, what a waste. All that happened for you to be here. God has created and paved a beautiful path for you to be here. And this is how you repay him. You need to learn how to validate yourself, and you need to recognize your self-worth, because if you cannot recognize your self-worth, you settle. You settle for a guy who doesn't like you. You settle for a job that you hate. You settle being a person that you despise. And all that didn't happen for you to settle. It is that serious. It is that deep. And when you are miserable and you hate your life because of the decisions and the choices that you've made, it will cause you to be ungrateful. And if you are ungrateful, you will not get the blessings that God has waiting for you. Yeah? You is smart. I'm done. I hate Rian. Rian's upstairs like Bahja. You is kind. You is smart. You is important.
You is kind. You is smart. You is important.
Okay, the next topic or response that I got is being single in your 20s. I think especially being single in your early 20s is important for your own development. Every single thing that you put your focus towards chips away at the energy you have to reaching your potential, to uncovering different parts of yourself and actually living a life that is fulfilling to you. So it's so important to get to know yourself. It's so important to grow and evolve so that when you do end up in a relationship or you do end up getting married, I don't know, you can continue to do that without feeling like you're compromising anything. And I truly believe that you do end up with someone who's on the same like energetic wavelength as you are, right? Somebody who has the same mission, someone who has the same goals. Me, where I am right now, I'm not going to settle for anybody who doesn't know their self-worth, who doesn't know who they are, who isn't really strong on their faith, because I am all those things. Whereas when I was 20 or I was 21 or I was 19, I would have settled for someone who hated me because I hated me too. You know what I mean? And so you really have to take time to actually get to know who you are and what you want and what you need so that you can communicate that and question, okay, is this person right for me? Is this situation right for me? You can't do that if you don't even know that yourself. Unfortunately, there are men out there who take advantage of women who have no self-worth, who don't know who they are. I've seen it happen to young people. I've seen it happen to older people. And I've seen how even those types of relationship affects children and how that affects children's lives and the decisions that they make. Y'all really have to be locked in and you have to be observant of the people around you. I think that's how I've learned a lot of the lessons in my life, is just being observant and paying attention to what's happening around me and figuring out what's right for me. I love this question so much. How to deal with men constantly trying to come your way as a Muslimah who's locked in. Stay locked in. Stay locked in until you are ready, until you are there. You will know when that time is. And you know, a lot of times you just have to pray on it, and yeah, but you'll truly know when that time is. So stay locked in, stay on your own stuff, tell them how it is, or just ignore them. That's what I do. I literally just ignore them because why are you here? For non-Muslim men, I ignore them too, or just tell them exactly how it is. If it's people that you're around, such as co-workers or people that you actually have to bump into or be around and stand, I be telling them exactly how it is. I'm a Muslim girl, I do not date, and I don't want you. Really, that's what you gotta do. I don't want you, ew. Or just ignore them and keep doing your thing, and please stay locked in. God will give you the best for you if you put your faith in him and you aren't desperate, because being desperate and chasing and searching for that validation, it reeks. It's a stench that is so stinky. It reaches all the stinky men, and they're attracted by that, or they resonate with that. So you're gonna attract all the stinky men. And I don't mean stinky as in like literally physically stinky. Sometimes that is the case, but know your standards. Talk about how people really romanticize marriage and how it makes some girls feel bad. Why does it make you feel bad? I think, okay, this is like two separate parts, right? First of all, the whole idea of romanticizing marriage, especially now that we have social media and stuff, I think it can be extremely dangerous sometimes, okay? But that's why you have to be emotionally intelligent. That's why you have to really be locked in. But I do think it is a little bit toxic and crazy, because marriage is serious, okay? Marriage is literally serious. It is a contract. It is a contract between two people. You have to really be willing to make things work. It's not easy. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. You really have to be locked in for that. You have to be prepared, and you have to know what you're going into, which, especially people my age right now, marriages are not lasting at all because people do it just because their friend did, right? Because social media has romanticized it, and they forget that this is actually really difficult, and it really takes a lot of patience, and it takes a lot of time. We go in for the wrong reasons. We go in because it is romanticized, or because everybody else is doing it. We lose sight of the actual meaning of what it means to be married and what you're actually doing. I think it's really important to understand that and not take everything on social media so seriously. Everybody posts their highlights. Even the other day, I was literally looking at my Instagram highlights of 24. I have this highlight that says 24, and I was like, wow, my year looks so good. Like, just off of that highlight and that highlight reel, it looks so good. But we all struggle. We all have hard days. Things aren't always sunshine and rainbows. But as for the part where you said it makes some of us feel bad, why does it make you feel bad? Is it because that's something you want and you haven't been able to get there, or because of the pressure and you're not ready for that yet? Why does it make you feel bad? That is something that you definitely have to address within yourself. It shouldn't make you feel bad, right? I really don't care for how much it's romanticized on social media, because I know that that's not real. I know that social media is not real. So you have to change your mindset around it and recognize that, everything you see on social media is not real. If it bothers you so much, unfollow people, block people on your timeline. The FYP is usually so good. that it knows what you like and what you want to see. So just do not interact with posts like that. And if people like friends are boy crazy and they're romanticizing relationships and like things like that, slowly just like disassociate, like literally slowly just stop hanging around those people, or you know, being around them too much, or vocalize it if it's people who are really important to you and say, you know what, I'm kind of tired of us talking about guys all the time and romanticizing marriage. Can we talk about something else? The next segment is friendships and boundaries. The first question is, or topic I guess, is fake friends and feeling like your friends don't really like you as a teenager. If you feel like your friends don't like you, they don't like you. Trust me, they don't like you, and they're going to make your life even harder. So get out of it. I know it's hard, especially as a teenager, to recognize these things and remove yourself from friendships, because you do feel FOMO and you know, you do feel left out and things like that, but they're going to make your life so much harder. And I promise you, you will find people that are more aligned with you as long as you stand on business and remove yourself from these situations. Maybe topics on friendships or letting people who don't want what's best for you go. How do you set boundaries in friendships in a nonchalant way, and fake friends, social circle, distancing, etc. So those are kind of all like similar questions. When it comes to distancing yourself from friends, it can be really hard if you're in school, okay? Because you have to be around these people, you see them every single day, but you can easily switch up where you sit and who you sit next to and who you talk to, and kind of slowly start distancing yourself from them. If it's people that you truly care about, then it's important to have the conversation. I had to do it before. It is a little bit awkward, but you can go your own way in a respectful manner, and then they know, okay, you know, we're not really friends anymore, or I'm not going to try to reach out to Bahja again because she's made it clear that she doesn't want to be my friend. And a lot of times people are going to take it the wrong way. I'm not going to lie. There might be a little bit of drama. They might start talking bad behind your back. That's exactly what happened to me multiple times, but that just proves that they are not the right people for you, because that's immature, that's lame, and that's loser behavior. I guess just kind of distancing yourself. Stop texting them as much as you do. You don't have to fold when they say, let's hang out. Oh, I'm busy. Sorry, I can't make it. You know, things like that. And there's people who really don't get the hint. And it blows my mind. Some people are just so unaware. They have like no social skills, socially zooted and very unaware. And they might not even realize that you're trying to distance yourself from them. And in times like that, you really just have to make it clear. Listen, I don't want to be your friend anymore. Can we normalize that? Can we normalize telling people that you just don't want to be their friend? You don't have to explain yourself every single time. I always like to leave things on a good note, or I try to, and then people spin it, but that's just how people are. The next section is self-identity, growth, and loneliness. How do I gain that respect from others as I transition into a woman? I think the only way to gain respect from other people is to respect yourself by standing on business. And I keep saying standing on business, but what I mean by standing on business is really just standing on your values, standing on, you know, your own morals and your goals, right? If something is not aligned with you, you have to be able to say no to it, regardless of how people react, whether they like it or not. You still have to be respectful, right? I'm not telling you to say F you, I'm not hanging out with you because you're a bum and I don't want to be around bums, you know what I mean? But like, you have to be able to pull yourself out of situations that are not aligned with your vision and where you're going and who you're becoming. This is who I am, and this is what I'm gonna do regardless of what everybody else around me is doing. That takes a lot of strength within yourself. That takes a lot of mindset work. That takes so much more than just saying that verbally, but really standing on business and walking the walk rather than just talking the talk. The next topic is the transition from girlhood to womanhood. I think I'm kind of having that transition now, sort of, kind of. I've had that transition over the past few years as well. Because of COVID, I swear to God, I blinked and I went from being 17 to 21, 22, 24. I was like, not 24, hold on, whoa, slow your roll. I am 23. I feel like that time just went like this, that I have to sometimes remind myself that I'm not that little girl that I was, or I've grown and I've evolved so much. And sometimes it's really hard to disconnect from that old version of yourself and that past self. You know, it just takes practice and day by day reminding yourself of who you are and where you're going and who you're becoming, and taking it one day at a time. There's so much to learn. Literally the other day, I had this woman that's doing our closets come in for measurements and stuff, and I was like, yeah, when I was younger, and she was like, you're only 23 and you're talking like that. Yeah, when I was younger, this and that. She's like, girl, chill. I know I have so much to learn and I have so much growth to do. And a lot of you guys are younger than me or around my age group. So just know we have a lot to learn. And as long as you're willing to grow and evolve and also stand on business, you will be fine. Okay, the next question is how to deal with being lost in your 20s and questioning everything in life. Questioning everything in life and being lost is necessary in order for you to build something great for yourself. You know, being in the unknown and not knowing what's next or what's happening, questioning everything, it can feel very overwhelming and it can feel like a lot and it feels like you don't really have things together, but that's exactly what you need in order for you to grow. Questioning everything is key to recognizing your potential. And so when you question everything and you say, do I really even believe in this? Why do I think that way? Why is my life this way? Do I really want to go into this? That is perfect. That is literally perfect because now you can start implementing the things that you would actually want. By asking yourself those deep questions and really deeping everything, you can start to say, okay, this I don't want to be, this I don't want to do, but here's what I'm interested in. Here's what excites me. Here's the type of life that I would like to create for myself. And from there, you can start taking those small steps. But without questioning everything and feeling lost, you will only be limited to what you know. You will be stuck in those same cycles. So although it is really scary, this is a perfect opportunity for you to really start creating something that is in alignment with you, that is exciting, that is fulfilling. Take those steps, and I mentioned this in literally all of my videos, but to create a vision for yourself and to start setting small goals for yourself and bettering yourself, learning the skills, learning the habits. This will help you build something amazing for yourself. Just keep moving in that direction, all right? And have faith that everything is going to work out. So this next section is about success, dreams, and focus. The first question is, how do I become brave and follow my dreams while feeling scared of the uncertain future? So there's a few things that we're going to tackle here. The first one being fear and faith and being in the unknown. We are always in the unknown, and every single thing, even if it seems like the safer path is risky, it will always be risky. So we need to learn how to feel safe in uncertainty, in the unknown. And for me personally, that is having faith and remembering who God is. You really have to address that and ask yourself, what am I afraid of? Am I afraid of other people judging me? Am I afraid of running out of time? Am I afraid of my parents being disappointed with me? Address those and ask yourself, what is the best case scenario? Whatever your dreams is, and I'm sure you know what that is because you're asking me how to follow my dreams. So whatever your dreams are, ask yourself, what is the best case scenario? Imagine it all working out. Make sure that vision of you succeeding is crystal clear in your head, because it will help you in those moments of self-sabotage, feeling like you're not good enough, self-doubt. You know, when your mom tells you, I don't think it's going to work out, that can either make you crumble or actually have your dreams fall apart and just make you decide, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore. But when you have that image of you succeeding crystal clear in your head, there's no ifs and buts, there's no other way. It will help you keep going. It will help you overcome those fears and those obstacles. Yeah, just know the future is uncertain for everybody, whether you think you have it all together or you don't. Follow your dreams, because whatever it is, even if it doesn't turn out exactly as you hoped, that journey and that desire God has placed in your heart for a reason. And on that journey and on that path, you will find the beauty of your journey and your mission and purpose here on earth. And so uncertainty is everywhere at all times. So have faith and find that thing that grounds you when you are feeling uncertain. Okay, the next question is how to stick with your dreams when you're not seeing results or an income. You have to think of the bigger picture, and you're probably not going to see results or an income when you first start. That is for everything. Literally, whatever it is, anything that you start, you won't see progress immediately. That's just not how life works. Sometimes people do get lucky, it does happen, but you need to have a why and you need to focus on the bigger picture. My mom always tells me, and I'm so lucky to have kind of her as like my support system, but she would tell me all the time, Bahja, do not worry about money. Do not worry about money. This is when I started doing social media and really taking it seriously. She was like, do not worry about money. Focus on building a personal brand for yourself, putting your name out there and putting yourself out there, and you will learn along the way. Okay, we are back. My camera died. I have the fireplace going, trying to make it cozy because it is really bright and cold and empty and echoey in here. It's literally me in this couch right now. But let's keep going. I think the question was how to stick with your dreams when you're not seeing results or an income. So yeah, my mom has always told me, like, do not worry about making money. Focus on building a brand for yourself. Focus on building yourself up. Focus on learning. I remember I even took a job out of college that was not a high paying job at all. I could have gotten a job with my degree, and I've gotten every single job I've ever interviewed for. I could have done that, but I took this job because I wanted to learn the skills of selling and being a salesperson and things like that. So it was a really fun job and content creation, but it wasn't paying very well. I went there for the skills because money follows value. The more value you have and the more value you have to give, the more money you are going to make, whether it's now or later down the road. But everything that you do, give it time. Always give it time, and don't disappoint yourself when you start YouTube or whatever it is that you want to do. Give it time, let it marinate. Any job that you take, do not worry about how much you're going to make. Worry about who you're going to become, what you're going to be able to learn. That is the most important thing. As long as you build yourself up and you put yourself out there and you create kind of this, my sister was literally talking about this, and she said it's going to be her next podcast episode, which you guys should definitely tune in. Her podcast is called Rihan's POV, but she was saying my next podcast episode is going to be on focusing on creating a career portfolio rather than following a career path. And really that's what it is. Focus on creating that portfolio for yourself, building those skills, and money will always find you. And I know it's really hard and it's very privileged of me to say, because I've always had a safe space where I could, try different things. I lived at my mom's house. Every necessity that I need, I had. You could get a steady job and still use, your free time to explore. You could get a job that pays well, pays your bills, but still learn those skills and, take on side hustles and start a freelancing business. Whatever it is, there's always a way around it. Explore. Figure things out and give yourself time, because if the moment you say this should be happening now, that all comes from that scarcity mindset of not having faith that things are going to work out. Believe that God is always going to take care of you and things are going to work out exactly how they are meant to. Believe that, when you build yourself up, you will experience something better. And that's just really what it is. When you have more value and you create yourself to be a well-rounded person, finding money, finding an incredible spouse, having a great circle, it all becomes so much easier to find. It all becomes so much easier to have when you are that person. So focus on yourself and don't really worry about seeing success in the beginning. Nobody sees success in the beginning. Just like how when you start lifting weights and things like that, you have to really start slow and start building that momentum. That is how everything is. That is probably why God puts us and tests us that way, is so that we can be better, so that our mindset can be sharper. So when those things start to flow in and they start to come in, it's going to make more sense in your life. You're going to be the person who's able to handle those things. Next question is, these two are kind of similar. How to move on from past experiences like broken families or lost friendships. And then another one is advice on moving on from everyone and everything from the past that continues to occupy your mind. This is going to take time, patience. You have to learn to kind of parent yourself in a way, nurture yourself, be gentle with yourself, especially when, you're overcoming these past traumas. And, some people have it worse than others, but I don't know a single person who hasn't had trauma in their life, who hasn't had a rough time at some point. We all go through it and it's a part of life, but it's going to take time and you have to really be patient with yourself. And it's constantly reminding yourself of who you are, where you're going, and that you are okay and you are safe, especially when you're trying to heal these wounds of trauma, right? Trauma is something that takes time, patience, practice, and consistent effort. Okay, overcoming these things, you have to remind yourself time and time again. You have to pull yourself out of negative mindsets time and time again. And I have multiple videos. One of the videos I really want you guys to check out is how to master your emotions. But you need to learn how to self-regulate. You need to learn how to calm your nervous system. These are all things that take time and they take effort. It's not going to be, you know, one day you're going to snap your fingers and automatically all the things that you once knew are gone. No, these things are so deeply rooted in us. They've impacted our beliefs and our actions and the way that we communicate with people, the way that we navigate life. That is so big. That's not something that just goes away in a day or 2 days, in a week, or even a month. It takes time and effort. Remind yourself that you are safe and that you are okay. You have to redirect your thoughts. You have to reshape the way that you speak to yourself, the way that you see yourself. This kind of entire system that I've built my entire YouTube page around, of becoming the best version of yourself, of becoming her, of creating a vision for yourself and moving towards it, that really, really helps. Because if you don't create something for yourself to move towards, right, you are always going to be stuck in those same cycle. And I think this was Joe Dispenza, but he said, pain pushes until a vision pulls. Pain is meant to push us. It's meant to make us evolve. It's meant to make us hungry for something better, right? But at the same time, the way that our brain works, when we're comfortable and we're used to situations, even if they feel bad, our brain is going to do everything to keep us there. So you have to have a vision that pulls you. You have to have a vision of a future and a life that is better, that pulls you through, that keeps you grounded, that pushes you through that self-sabotage, that negative self-talk. Every time you remember those old people and you're being nostalgic and you're like, should I reach out to that person? Remind yourself of your vision. It really comes through and it really helps. And I've seen it make such a huge difference in my own life as well. And that's why I started my channel. That's literally why I'm here today, is because I knew how hard it was to overcome these things. I knew how hard it was to change and become something different. And I knew how lonely that was. And I wished so badly that there was someone that could tell me that it's okay, someone to tell me that this is all it takes and I promise it gets better. And so I really hope that I've been that for you guys and I can continue to be that for you guys. Yeah, not me getting a little sappy, but yeah, I really love you guys. And I hope you know that it is really hard. It is really difficult. It feels lonely sometimes, but we all deal with these things. And, if somebody's got to be vulnerable online and share that, I'm gonna be that person, because it's really important to know that you're not the only one going through these things. Next is career, university, and purpose. The first question that I got is advice on figuring out what you want to pursue in life and uni from a first year of feeling lost. I promise you there's probably 20 responses that were just like this from first years. You're not alone, okay? We've all felt that before. I know I definitely did in the beginning stages of my university career, college career. So yeah, I'm gonna go through that one. And then also this one's kind of similar, so I'm gonna kind of put them together. Somebody said, girl, I'm finishing a law diploma, which, hey, Allahumma barik. First of all, it takes a lot to do that. I hope you know that. I hope you're acknowledging how insane that is and how big of an accomplishment that is. I'm blown away. And she said, and I don't want to be a lawyer, so I don't know what I want to be after my degree. ... The main topic is just feeling lost and not knowing what you want to do career-wise or school and degree-wise. First of all, congratulations on your law degree. That is insane. Allahumma barik. And then to my first years and people who are in university and still don't know what they would like to be, first take a deep breath, okay? Take a deep breath and relax. You have some time to figure it out. It's not the end of the world, especially when you're finishing up. I know it can feel like, dang, I don't have things figured out, and it can feel like, you don't have much time left, but trust me, you do. You have so much time to figure things out. A lot of people feel that way, so don't think that you're a failure or that, you're behind and everybody has things figured out. Girl, I don't even have things figured out. I don't know what my future is going to look like. Like I'm saying, we're all in the unknown at all times. There's so much uncertainty. Y'all seen how they almost snatched TikTok away from people and how that would have, it's barely even still here. It's barely still promised. But we've seen how that impacted people and how people were panicking and how it was impacting their businesses and their livelihoods. We are all always in the unknown. So relax and breathe. We have time to figure things out. God is always with us. He's protecting us. He's giving us everything that we need, even if right now the thing that we need feels like crap, okay? But it is exactly what we need. The moment you're questioning things and you're wondering what is next, think of it as a clean slate and a palette to explore all the possibilities around you. I know it don't seem that way, and you're probably thinking, Bahja, you're crazy. Ain't nobody got time. Life is difficult. Life is hard. And I'm not being delusional, okay? We have to be realistic and we have to be real. We have bills to pay. We have, groceries that we need to be able to buy. We need to be able to feed ourselves. So for my people who are still in school, and honestly, this can go for anybody, but explore your opportunities, explore different ideas, explore the things that, light you up or the things that you enjoy. For me personally, I have always been a very outgoing person. I've always been that person who, I have these invitations in my memory box, but when I was in elementary school, I would start clubs at school and recruit people and have them join my little community. I remember I had a SpongeBob fan club because I went through this phase of being obsessed with SpongeBob, and then I went on to middle school where I was blogging and I was writing all of these different things, and my blogs were actually doing pretty well. I would have 30,000 likes on a blog that I wrote in middle school, but I was a big music fan. I thought I was going to work in the music industry, which I know, crazy. Really, I had all these different interests. I would always explore different things because I just wasn't interested in school. I can't lie. I knew I wasn't that good in science, or I wasn't that interested, I should say, because I proved to myself in high school that I'm actually pretty smart in science, and I'm very interested in science now, which is really funny. But at the time, I knew I didn't like that stuff. So I was spending all my time doing artsy stuff, crafty stuff, things like that. I literally sat down and I wrote down all of my interests, all of the things that when I was younger till now have lit me up. And then I said, why was I so interested in these things? Where are the connections? And I realized I'm really good at building community. I really love community. I love being around people who are like-minded. I'm very outgoing. I love speaking and putting my ideas out there, and I'm not afraid. I knew that I was really good at being creative and coming up with, different things and building projects and starting all these new things. I knew that I was really good at those things. So I was like, okay, what can I do with that? Before I went to university, I feel like everybody kind of had things figured out, and I was kind of there I don't really know what I want to do. But once I made that list and I kind of figured out the things that light me up, I don't want a 9-to-5. I've always known that, and there's no shame to that. I hate how social media made it seem like 9-to-5s is so bad and working for somebody else is terrible. So I was like, I'm going to do business and marketing, because I know I can always make money by starting a business of my own. I know that I can use my resources and my skills and all the things that I'm really good at to promote myself and to promote my products and my business and to build that. I'm good at building community. So I just kept doing those things and I kept practicing those things. And when I went to school for that, I did do different electives as well. I took public speaking classes, I took art classes, I even did theater. And so there's so many different things that I did just to test the waters. Also, I did go to college 2 years early on PSCO, so it was basically free college and I can sign up for as many classes that I wanted to. And in that time, I really took advantage of that. I was still doing things outside of that as well. I started a little jewelry business that literally nobody knew about. My family didn't even know about this one. I did a second one right after college. That's the more big one that everybody kind of knew about. I was doing all these things just to learn. I was building websites. I was doing these things to learn, right? And so you have to put yourself in these uncomfortable positions and explore and try different things. There might be something that you're really good at that you might not even discovered yet, or you might not even know about yourself yet. And then when I went to college, I finished as fast as I could because I just wanted to jump in, right? I just wanted to jump in. And right after college, I launched my first brand. I started doing YouTube and I started creating content. I started to document my life and share that and be vulnerable online because I'm not afraid. And now I've built a career just based off of my interests. You know what I mean? And I know so many people that way. There's this YouTuber, her name is Jazz Turner, and she went to law school. I don't know if she finished. I'm not really sure. Now she does public speaking, she does social media, and she's doing really well for herself. So pivoting does not mean that you're done for. Pivoting does not mean that you failed, but it really could create that success that you're craving or that you're looking for. Maybe that isn't law for you. Maybe that's something so outside of, being a lawyer, but just know that even with your degree, there's so many different things that you could do within that. So even if it's untraditional, look into different career paths within what you went to school for. And that can go for every single one of you guys. Please just try. And a lot of times, especially especially for us Muslims, we are so afraid of disappointing our parents. Sometimes we're taught that disappointing your parents will have you thrown in the pits of hell. Disappointing people is a part of life. You will disappoint people. First of all, I'm never gonna recommend disrespecting your parents. You can respect your parents and still take your own path and pave your own path. I remember when I started doing YouTube, I didn't think my parents would be with it at all. Like, I was genuinely terrified, and because of that, I wasn't really being consistent, or I wasn't fully being present and putting myself out there. And I didn't even tell my dad about it for a really long time. But one day he called me and I picked up the phone and he was like, Bahja, my friend / like my uncle, you know how like most Somali people, everybody's your uncle, but he said my friend sent me a video and he said every young girl should see this video, and it was you. He didn't know that, and my dad literally told me on the phone, he was like, I'm so proud of you. And the whole time in my head I thought my dad would be upset, or he wouldn't be happy with me doing social media. You know, sometimes your parents might be disappointed with you, but you have to prove them wrong and prove them that you're okay, because a lot of times the reason why they want you to take a specific path is because they think it is what's best for you to be safe, to be comfortable, to be secure. My recommendation to you is to try different things. Explore now while you can. I don't know if you're still doing your generals and things like that, but while you're doing those classes that are necessary, those general classes, take some things on the side, try different things outside of school, explore your interests, the things that spark your interest, the things that make you excited. This is one of the most popular questions that I got, but advice for starting YouTube, please. I have ideas on what to post, but I don't know how to go about it. I can't lie, I have been in this game for a long time. Like, okay, I've never taken it seriously and I've never actually, done it until this past year, 2024. I learned how to edit and things like that when I was young. When I was in middle school, I was editing little vlogs. I was uploading them to YouTube. I consumed so much content when I was younger. I was obsessed with YouTube. So really, I just learned how to, put these things together. I'm still learning to get better at storytelling. I'm a yapper. Like I'm genuinely a yapper. So I'm like, get their attention, do this, do that. So there's definitely a lot to learn, and it is, a lot of different skills that you have to bring together. But I think my main advice that I would give you before even starting to get in front of the camera and filming is to have kind of an idea of what type of content you want to post and have a why. I think growing on YouTube is definitely something that takes a lot of work, a lot of consistency. It is not an easy thing to do, I'm telling y'all right now, and it's not the quickest platform to grow on either. So you have to have a why. You're gonna have haters, you're gonna have people who don't like your content, you're gonna have bullies on the internet. You have to have a why. You might not grow as fast. You have to have a why, because then it will keep you grounded. Whatever ideas you have, just start executing. Literally just start executing. What is holding you back from bringing these ideas to life? You don't need a fancy camera and fancy equipment to start doing YouTube. You can literally use your phone. The wizard Liz records on her phone, not even the back camera, but the front camera, and she has millions of subscribers. Just start executing these things. Practice different editing styles, practice storytelling, and you really just have to be consistent when it comes to YouTube. There's this one creator on here. Her account is called Busy Blooming. I think she has a podcast. If you want to be a content creator, tap into her content. Really take notes on it, because she is spilling all the tea, and I'm telling you guys, it works. So check her out, watch her content, and get to creating. Really, that's it. Next section is faith and spirituality. One of the main questions that I got, again, is balancing deen and dunya when you feel disconnected from Islam. My responses to that is, first of all, Islam has been the cornerstone of my self-development journey. Anything that I learned from self-development to mindset to the brain, science, all these things directly connected to the Islamic practices. So you have to realize and understand that Islam is a lifestyle. It's a way of living. It is a religion that forces you to be disciplined, to be strong-minded, to have a strong mentality, to be a strong person, to become successful in this life. It literally is the blueprint. Just know that, okay? Just know that. Seek out knowledge and seek out understanding when it comes to Islam and why we do the things that we do. Because a lot of times people are like, oh my God, there's so many rules. Oh my God, there's so many this. Why do we have to do this? Why can't I date? Why can't I do this? Why can't I drink? Why can't? When you realize the impact that those things have on you and your life and quality of life, you'll understand why Islam asks us to stay away from it. Second is through everything that you do in your life, and this is all mindset shifts that you have to make. If you remember God and you do it for his sake, just remembering God and doing it for his sake, you're set. Every single thing becomes worship. Going to work becomes worship. Going to the gym becomes worship. Drinking water and eating a meal becomes worship. Understanding that God is the source of everything and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed you with all these different things, it makes you grateful. It makes you enjoy life. It makes you be more present. It makes you realize that everything is connected to building a better akhirah and hereafter. I think when people think about Islam, they think, oh, you have to pray all day, you have to fast all these different days, you have to stay up all night, relax, chill. No. If you wake up, do your morning askar, say bismillah before eating, you say the bathroom dua before you go in, you remember God and you say, oh, thank you, God. You get an opportunity, you say, thank you, God. You see the money flowing into your account and you say, alhamdulillah, thank you, God. You are worshiping all day. You are building a good hereafter all day. When I feel disconnected from Allah and I feel disconnected from God, I feel disconnected from myself because I'm being consumed by the world, right? I'm being consumed by my worries and, my work and things like that. And it never feels good. It never feels good. But when I come back into myself and I remind myself of God and I'm like, you know what? Everything works out how it's supposed to. That takes my worries away. When I show up and I put God first, everything just becomes easier. And there is this hadith where the Prophet ﷺ said, and I'm not sure exactly how it goes, but he said, whoever forgets the hereafter and becomes like totally consumed with this world, the world runs from them. Their affairs are scattered, their mind is scattered, everything just feels like it's going wrong. But as long as you put your hereafter first, by putting God first, by remembering God, Allah will take care of your affairs and the world will come to you. So rather than chasing this world and becoming so consumed by everything, if you just leave it up to God and you remind yourself of your hereafter and you give up certain things for the sake of God, everything becomes easier. Anytime I'm in a rut and I'm struggling or I'm overwhelmed and things like that, I'm always too concerned with the world and I forget God. And so it's like a wake-up call. I'm like, okay, get it together. Also, another thing that keeps me grounded throughout the day is your 5 daily prayers. If you don't have those in check, don't even talk to me. Get those rolling first. If you are not praying your 5 prayers on time, get those in check first. That should be your first concern. That should be your first concern. And it allows you throughout the day, while you're in the chaos of life and work and kids and school and all these things, it brings you back and it reminds you everything in this life isn't really that deep. It is that deep and it will help you with your hereafter, but it takes those worries away of what if this happens, what if that happens. No. Remember God. God is guiding you. You're good. The next topic is I want you to talk about living our lives when our culture uses religion to limit us. For that, I'm going to keep it short and simple, and I'm going to say focus on religion and not culture. Rather than focusing on what people are telling you, seek out the knowledge yourself. Okay, Islam is simple. Islam encourages us to grow and evolve and become a better version of ourselves. And whatever Islam tells us to stay away from is for our own good. And a lot of times people like to take things to the extreme, or people like to use religion against us like a gun to the head and limit us and hold us back with it. Pull yourself away from that. Take initiative to study it yourself. That's what I did. I had to rediscover Islam on my own, even though I've been going to Islamic schools, I've been going to Duksi. I finished the Quran, which I don't say that anymore. We're still learning. But at some point I did finish the Quran, or I did memorize all of it, but I didn't really understand any of it, so it didn't really even matter. Take time to learn it yourself, and I promise you will fall in love with it, and it will help you better yourself. It will help you grow in every single way. Okay, and this is the last one, okay? This is self-care and lifestyle. Someone asked, the myth about hijabis not taking care of their hair and being a mess. Is that what y'all think of us? Girl, my hair is taken care of. And honestly, let people think whatever they want to think. You can never change people's minds. Just stay locked in, stay focused on yourself, keep your hair in check, keep yourself in check, keep your hygiene on 10. And it's funny because Islam literally encourages us to be clean. Anyway, yeah, so that's all the questions. That was a lot, and I feel like I've been sitting here forever. If you guys want another one of these girl talks, then let me know, because I'm more than happy to do more of these. I love you all so much, and I hope to see you next time.